Hi and welcome to our prenatal full body yoga flow. We're gonna get it all in this class. We're gonna stretch, strengthen, we'll do a little bit of balance. So you may want to have a chair or the wall nearby to support you. And then we're gonna end with some nice releasing and relaxing poses. So other props you can have 2 blocks or books or anything you have that's gonna support the hands to lift the ground up to you in some poses. And we'll end on a bolster or some pillows, just in a nice supported position. So just make sure you have something to prop you up that feels good. I'll meet you on the mat. Let's get started. So we'll begin in child's pose. So bringing the big toes together, the knees nice and wide apart to make space for the belly. Go ahead and just lengthen your body down, releasing the chest and the forehead down to the earth, the arms stretching long. And if this doesn't feel good, if you don't feel like you have enough space for your belly, you can cross the arms to rest the head down onto the arms, or take a block or a pillow underneath the forehead to give you a bit more support there. Wherever you are, just allowing the body to release into the earth. Just connecting with your breath here, so tapping into how you're breathing. Taking notice of how you're naturally breathing into the body. And then let's begin to move into our yogic breath. As you inhale through the nose, deeply filling up through the low belly, into the lungs. You might be starting to feel the back of the body expand depending on where you're at in your pregnancy. And exhale, slowly releasing this breath from the nose. Inhale, filling up with air. Taking it in through the nose, feeling the breath into the body. Exhale deeply through the nose, releasing. One more time, just like that. Big inhale through the nose. Big exhale through the nose. And keeping this deep yogic breath throughout our practice as we start to combine our breath with movement. We'll stay here, but just start to stretch through the side bodies. So taking the hands over to the left side, getting a nice stretch through the right side of the body, really keeping that right hip staying down onto the heels. We don't want to be lifting up here. And then slowly walking the hands over to the other side. Breathing space into the ribs. Coming back to center now. And slowly rolling the spine up, taking the hands right under the shoulders, the knees right under the hips, coming into all fours. And let's just start to wiggle the hips side to side. Just taking any movement that might feel good for you here. Getting out any kinks. Really spreading wide through the hands, pressing up and out of the shoulders. Evening out both sides. When you're ready, come to a natural flat back. We'll slowly walk the hands just a little bit in front of the shoulders. Again, pressing through all 10 fingers. We'll tuck the toes, lift the hips, coming into our first down dog of our practice. So just keeping the knees as bent as you need to here, maybe bending one knee and then the other, stretching out through the legs. Really lifting the hips up so you get a nice flat long back. You're making a beautiful V shape with the body. Really releasing the head, neck, and shoulders here. Taking one more breath here. And then we'll look up towards the hands and slowly walk the feet up to the top of the mat, taking as many steps as you need to get there. Again, take a nice big bend in those knees if you need. The feet are as wide as they need to accommodate the belly. And we'll just let the upper body hang and fold here and relax. If you need to bring the ground up to you, go ahead and use your blocks under the hands. And if it feels good, you can grab opposite elbows, come into ragdoll, really allowing the upper body to release into this pose. Taking one more breath here. And releasing the hands. We'll start to move through a couple back movements to wake up the spine. So we'll inhale to a flat back, knees to shins. Taking the shoulders down the back, inhale. Exhale, release, keeping a gentle bend in those knees, hinging from the hips. Keeping a gentle bend in those knees, hinging from the hips. Inhale, coming back to our flat back. Exhale, fold. Inhale, last time like that, flat back. Exhale, fold. And then pressing down through the feet, we'll slowly begin to roll the spine all the way up to stand. Rolling those shoulders down and back. Nice tall spine here. Come to face towards you. And we'll just take 3 big arm circles here. Inhale, reach all the way up, looking up at the hands. Exhale, hands to heart center. Just like that. Inhale, reach the arms up, looking up. Exhale, hands to heart center. One more time, just like that. Inhale, reach. Exhale, hands to heart center. Taking the hands to the hips. Again, keeping the feet as wide as they need to be for support. We're just going to take a few hip circles here. So take the hips to one side and just roll them slowly and mindfully around in a big circle. Just staying as long as you need to in some areas that might need a little bit more love. Your body's changing so much every day. It's a great way just to feel into some areas. And if you haven't already, let's take it over to the other side. It should feel great through the hips, through the low back. And let's take one more circle. Back to center. We're just going to stretch through the front of the body. So taking the hands behind the back, clasping the hands together, pressing down through the feet, and start to open up through the chest. You can take the gaze to the ceiling if that feels good. And you can start to bring the hands away from the hips. So really feeling that stretch through the chest, the shoulders, opening up the front of the body. This is great for energizing. You can stay here if it feels good. You can forward fold, gentle bend through those knees. Take the hands up and over the head. 2 breaths here. And then as you inhale, press to the feet, roll the spine back up. Exhale, gently release the hands. We'll come back up to the top of our mat. We'll inhale to reach the arms up. As you exhale, we'll fold all the way back down. Taking the hands to the ground, we're going to step our left foot back into a low lunge. So drop that left knee down. Again, the right foot can be on the inside of the right hand or the outside if you need a little bit more space for the belly. Whatever feels good to you here. And just sinking down into those legs. Again, you can take the blocks under the hands, keeping the front of the body open. When you're ready, we'll press through the feet and the legs and we'll inhale to reach the arms up. Exhale, sinking down. Making sure that the knee is directly over the ankle. We don't want it shooting forward. So inhale the arms here. As you exhale, bend the elbows, taking them to shoulder height. And again, just gently looking up at the ceiling. Really pressing the shoulder blades back, opening up through the front of the body as you inhale. Exhale, release the hands down. And we're just going to take the hips back to straighten that front leg, flexing the toes up towards the ceiling, getting a really nice stretch through the back of that leg. And then you can keep a gentle bend here. If it doesn't feel good for you to have that leg totally straight, don't. Just keep a nice bend. One breath here. Exhale, coming back up onto that right foot. Getting the hands slightly in front of the foot to stabilize. And we'll just step it back into the top of the mat. Taking an inhale here to lengthen, flat back. Exhale, fold. And we'll take that over to the other side. So this time the right foot steps back, checking in with our alignment, deciding where we want the foot, if we want to add a little bit wider. Dropping down to that right knee, making sure that the left knee is directly over the left ankle. Taking a breath here with a really open heart. And then engage the legs. Inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale, sink into the hips. Beautiful stretch on that right hip flexor. Inhale here. Exhale, bend the elbows, opening up through the front of the body. Exhale, release the hands down to frame the front foot and take the hips back. Flexing through those left toes, getting a beautiful stretch through the back of the leg, the hamstrings here. You might even feel it in the low back as well. And when you're ready, coming back up onto that left foot, taking the hands forward to support you, and just step that right foot up, back to the top of the mat. Inhale, halfway lift, lengthen. Exhale to fold. We're gonna stand all the way back up. Inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale, hands to heart center. From here, on our next inhale, we're going to come into chair pose. So again, feet as wide as you need for support. So inhale, drop the arms, drop the hips. You should be able to look down and see the big toes. Inhale, reach the arms up. So really taking those hips back. Big inhale to reach the arms up. Exhale, we're going to open the arms to the side. So nice open standing twist. Right arm goes behind, left fingertips goes forward. Maybe looking back at those right fingertips if that feels okay on the neck. Inhale back to center. Exhale, we'll open the opposite direction. Left hand goes behind, right hand goes forward. Finding where you'd like to have your gaze. Breathing through this beautiful strengthening pose. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, fold all the way back down over the legs. Inhale, lengthen to a flat back. Exhale, fold back down. From here, we're going to step the left foot back. Keeping the knee off the ground this time, taking a breath here. And then pressing into the legs, coming up into our high lunge. One big inhale here. Exhale, we're gonna open up into warrior two. So the right knee's gonna stay facing forward with the right toes. The left heel's gonna drop down for the back of the left foot to be parallel with the back edge of the mat. Opening through the arms, sinking into that right foot. Just taking a breath here. This is a really strong position. And then we'll straighten through that right leg, which will feel really good. We'll drop the left hand down and reach the right hand up, coming into reverse triangle. Beautiful side body stretch here. Exhale, coming back up. From here, we're moving into triangle. So again, this is a really nice side body stretch. But if you feel like you need support moving into these postures over standing, make sure you're near a wall or you have a chair nearby you. Inhale, reaching the arms out again. Exhale, drop the shoulders down. As we inhale, we're gonna keep the hips as they are, but we're gonna reach the fingertips forward, lengthening through the side body. And when your side body is as far forward as you can reach it to the side, we're gonna drop the hand down onto the leg and we're gonna lift the opposite arm up so your whole body is facing the side. It's nice and open. Maybe looking up at those fingertips if that feels okay. Otherwise, you can take the gaze to the side or down towards the hand. We're also strengthening through the side body here. So wherever you are, just take one more deep breath. And then engaging through the legs and through the side belly, and then slowly roll all the way back up, sinking in to that warrior two position. One breath here. And as you exhale, windmill the hands down. Framing the foot, we'll just step that left foot back up to meet the right. Taking a breath here, folding down over those legs. One more breath. And then we'll take it over to the opposite side. So this time we're stepping the right foot back. Coming into our high lunge, maybe coming up onto the fingertips first, pressing through the feet, engaging the legs, and reaching the arms all the way up to stand. Inhale here. Exhale, open up into our warrior two. So again, that back heel drops down, sinking into that left knee. Keeping a nice tall spine, arms reach out to the side. Over those fingertips. And then we'll go ahead and we'll straighten that left leg. And just dropping that right hand down onto the leg really gently, not putting pressure on there. And then lifting the left fingertips up and over. Stretching through the side body, taking a breath here. Exhale brings you back up. As you inhale, we're going to reach the left fingertips forward, stretching through the side body, and then releasing the left fingertips down, opening up, stacking the hips, stacking the shoulders, reaching those right fingertips up towards the sky, opening up. One more breath here. And then engaging the legs, engaging the sides of the body. We'll come all the way back up to stand. Into that warrior two. Taking an inhale here. And exhale, hands come down. Stepping forward. Coming back to the top of our mat. Again, you can take a few breaths to rest here. You can always come back down into child's pose if you feel like you need a bit of a longer rest. So from here, we're gonna drop down into Molassa. So really take the feet wide, maybe even taking the toes to the outside of the mat. The heels come in slightly, and we're just gonna drop the hips down in between the legs. So I'll come to face you, so you can see me a little bit better here. Really dropping those hips down. We want to keep a nice long back. We don't want to be rounding forward here. And if you feel like you need a bit more support in this position, just take a block under the hips or pillows, anything you have to support you. Really sinking down. This is a beautiful opening posture. Using the elbows to take the knees out to the side. You can rock gently if that feels good. And feel free to stay where you are, or you can go with me. We're going to take the right hand down onto the earth, and we're going to lift the left arm up, looking up towards those left fingertips, opening up. Exhale back to heart center with the hands. And we'll take it the opposite way. Left hand drops down, right arm reaches up, looking up. Exhale, release, coming back to heart center with the hands. Take one more breath here. And we'll just release the hands back down, slowly taking the hips back up, pressing through the legs. Taking a breath here in our forward fold. And then we'll slowly roll the spine all the way back up as we inhale. Exhale, drop the shoulders down. So we're coming into a couple standing postures here. So if you feel like you need support in those poses, again, have a wall nearby, have a chair nearby. We're gonna start planting the feet down, really pressing into that left leg. We're gonna go into tree. So we're gonna come up onto the right toes, and we're gonna find where it's comfortable to have our right foot. So that's either down with the foot resting on the ground, maybe just lifting the heel up, or we can take it up to the calf, or all the way above the knee. You just wanna avoid being on the knee joint. So finding where it's comfortable for you, finding a gaze on something still to help you balance. Breathing here. Beautiful thing about balancing poses is that they really force you to be present in what you're doing. One more breath in this pose. And then wherever you are, this is when you really might want something for support. We're gonna take the foot off of the leg. We're gonna lift the knee up, flexing the toes, crossing the ankle over the opposite knee, and we're gonna sink the hips back, coming into a standing pigeon pose. So really stretching through the outside of that right hip. Take 2 breaths here. And then inhale, slowly come out, taking that knee back up. Exhale, release it down and just shake that out. Such a great balancing sequence to help us as our belly gets bigger and we need a bit more balance. So we'll just come and we'll take it to the other side when we're ready. So we're really planting down through that right foot and just finding where it's comfortable to have the left foot. Bring it down on the ground, the calf, or all the way up above the knee. And just breathing here, feeling into your body, feeling into your breath. If you fall out, just come right back. It's perfectly fine. And we'll start to transition to our standing pigeon. So again, getting something to hold on to if you need. And then when you're ready, we'll take the knee up and moving that foot from the leg, flexing the toes, crossing over the other knee, and then sinking the hips back, stretching through the outside of that hip. Beautiful pose. We're just bringing the upper body slightly forward to help accentuate that pose, but it's going to look different for everybody based on your hip flexibility and your balance. Taking one more breath here. And then as you inhale, come up, bring that knee up. Exhale, release. Good job. And then from here, we're just gonna make our way down to our seat. So just slowly bending down, taking the hands down to support you as you gently make your way down onto your mat. We're gonna continue stretching out through the legs here. So just taking one leg in towards the body, taking the other leg out to the side, sitting up nice and tall, flexing through the toes that are out. And then we're just gonna gently stretch over to the side. So the hand goes along the leg. And you might just be here, only taking the hand out a little bit. That's perfectly fine. Wherever you are, taking the opposite arm up and over, stretching through the side body. Keeping that opposite hip planting into the earth. And again, finding where it's comfortable for you to have your gaze down to the side or up. Making sure the shoulders are stacked and open. Inhale here. Exhale, coming all the way back up. And we'll take it to the opposite side. Other leg goes out, bringing the opposite leg back in. Sitting up nice and tall. Taking the hand down onto the leg. Inhale, reach that other arm up. Over, beautiful side stretch. This is such a great stretch to do. Just stretch out the back muscles as well, those low back muscles that can get really tight as the belly starts to get bigger and we carry all that weight around. One more breath here. And coming all the way back up. So from here, we're gonna move into a wide leg fold. So just taking the legs wide. Again, this will look really different for everybody. You might have your legs in a little bit more, you might have them out more, but just finding where it's comfortable for you and making sure that you're not overstretching here. If it feels really uncomfortable and it's to the point of painful, bring those legs back in. That's not what we're here for. So you might want to just stay here, sitting up nice and tall with the feet flexed. Otherwise, you can start to bring the upper body forward a little bit. And start to relax the upper body down. Again, this is a really great place to prop yourself up on pillows, maybe dropping the elbows down onto something to support you. Finding where you're comfortable here. We're not wanting to overstretch. We're wanting to get a stretch, but we're not wanting to push ourselves too much to the point where it's painful. Wherever you are, just really let the body release here. Take a couple of deep breaths. Coming all the way back up. Coming into a comfortable seated position. Whatever that looks like for you. So that can be kneeling on the knees. You can have something under the hips if that feels better. Just getting nice and comfortable. We'll inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale, we're going to do a nice seated twist. So right arm comes behind, the left hand comes to the knee. Twisting through that upper body with a nice tall spine. And finding where you'd like to have your view. Maybe gazing over the right shoulder if that feels okay. Taking one breath here. Exhale, back to center. Opposite side. Inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale, left hand goes behind, right hand to the knee, twisting from the shoulders, and maybe looking over the back shoulder. And Slowly making way out of that pose. We're gonna get ready for our final relaxation. We're gonna end this class lying down. If you're beyond your first trimester, it's probably not comfortable for you to lie on your back anymore. So we're gonna do this supported with either a bolster or stack a couple pillows behind you so that you've got something propping up so you're nice and comfortable. And we'll just take the knees to the side and we'll roll to our side first. That way we're making sure we're keeping our abdominals nice and safe. Coming down onto the side and then slowly rolling onto the back. Getting nice and comfortable on your bolster or your pillows. I'm going to take my hands beside me, taking the legs out in front of me. This is a beautiful chest opening posture as well. Wherever you are, if it's not comfortable for you to lie down either, just finish seated. You can stay there seated, you can rest the back against the wall with a nice straight spine, finding a place that's comfortable for you to close out your practice. Once you're comfortable where you are, go ahead and close the eyes down. Start allowing the breath to come back to its natural state. Feeling the body nice and supported into the earth. If you'd like, you can take the hands to the belly, connecting with your baby. Breathing into the space around the belly. Thanking yourself for making time for yourself. Thanking your body for all it allowed you to do in your practice today and all it's doing for you at the moment in this really special time. One more breath here. And when you're ready, just gently begin to wiggle the toes, fingers, making the body back up again. Bring the knees back in. We can roll onto our side slowly and gently when we're ready. And then pressing ourselves up from that side position. Coming back to a comfortable seat, sitting up nice and tall. We'll all meet there, and we'll take one last big inhale together. Reach the arms up. Exhale, hands to heart center. Namaste.